Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, and today is day 2 of March Madness, unless things change after I've filmed this video. So today is day 2 and we have the Grandios Galleon for today's launch. I'll just bring in the die set. So this is an A4 die set, and there are a lot of elements in this that creates an absolutely gorgeous pirate ship. So there are lots and lots of panels, like I said, and it creates the hull, it creates the keel, the hull door. You've got rigging hooks on there as well. You've got a strap here as your closure, and it is a really straightforward and simple closure. So I have used majority of the items in this. You also have a crow's nest, and you can create masts as well within this. So apart from the dies, obviously there's a lot of dies here, and it will be better as I go along to explain what you need to create this. There are decorative elements in here as well. So you've got this scalloped panel here, you've got a chain, you've got the anchor. I'm not using the chain and anchor for this project, but I have used it for other projects and samples that I've already sent off to Tonic. You do have bunting in this. Again, I'm not using the bunting for this project. And you've got the skull and bones just here. And you've got the feet here, and you've got obviously your flags. You've got both sides of the flag, and so you get a neat finish on both sides. So it is a lot to go through, but what I will do is show you how to put this together. So I have cut all my pieces out, and I'll go through what you need. So if I bring some of my bits and pieces in, so you need to cut out 2 of these pieces that will create the keel for your galleon. So you need 2 of those. I've already scored and burnished 1 of those. You will need 2 of these pieces here. You will need 2 of these pieces here. You will also need 2 of these pieces. And then you will need 2 of these pieces. Again, this is for the keel, so 2 of those. And then the hold door, this is the main deck of your galleon, but what you will need to do is keep the 2 fallout pieces because this will help with the closure portion. So you need 2 of these, and you do need to place the die in to create that. But I don't know if you can notice, you have got some deboss on here, but you do have that pin dot around the edge. You also need to cut out the rectangle piece just slightly bigger than the fallout piece. This will be your hole door, but you also need to place all the dies to put the small hexagon in to create this hole here, which will have the mast feeding through, and then we'll cover that up. I am using papers from the Vintage Vignettes as my sail. You also need, for the sail, you also need this piece here, and again we'll go through what this will basically be the base of the sail. So those 2 pieces do go together. You need to cut out 3 of the longer mast, and you need to cut out 2 of the shorter masts. You then need to cut the feet out 4 times, and you will use 2 for each foot of the keel. You also need to cut out 2 of these strips. Now I've cut them out in rose gold, but I have actually backed it with ballet pink on the back because I didn't want the white showing. You then need to cut out 2 of these pieces. That will be the decorative element that cinches your galleon together, but I'll show you how to do that. You do have to have a lot of patience for this piece, but I will show you how to do that. And the rest is decorative elements. So I've actually put some of my bits and pieces together. These are the rigging hooks. You do need that for this project, so you'll need 2 of those. You will also need to cut out, you've got the balustrade on the galleon, which, let's have a look. So these are the 2 that you have, but I've already attached my decorative element on here because instead of folding the feet under your main deck, I just think it's easier to do it this way, but I'll show you what I mean. So you need to cut out 2 of each of these. You also need to cut this out 4 times. 2 will hook onto the sail and 2 will be to go under the crow's nest. And I've done some of the decorative elements and things for the crow's nest, but you need to cut out this piece here 6 times, and then your decorative element, if you want that to be added, you need to cut out the circle with the square in the middle, and then you need to cut out 2 of the smaller hexagons. Hopefully I haven't missed anything else. Oh, and there is a die that cuts out 2 circles together. I would recommend you cut this out 6 times, so you get 12 circles. So use 6 for each of the closures. That's my personal recommendation. And then I've cut out another 4 just to add into my porthole windows. And the rest, again, like I said, is decoration pieces. I have got my flag cut out in the Vintage Vignette papers. And other decorative elements include these pieces here, which I will attach to the front and the back. I've cut out 4 porthole windows. There are some gun hold here as well that I've cut out. I've cut out 6 of these, 3 for each side. Let me just bring in half the portion so you can see what I've done. This is basically what we're going to be creating. I've attached my porthole windows and my gun hold together already, and I've added my trim around the galleon, but we're going to put one of these together, so don't worry. Hopefully this will be I will explain everything as I go. So I'm just going to move all of these pieces to one side, and I think the first part that I'm going to put together is going to be the keel. So let me just move everything out of the way, because this is the portion that you may struggle with, but you know, try and follow it how I'm showing you how to do it. Go ahead and burnish all your score lines. It's really important that you do this portion really well. Try and use thick cardstock for this. So I'm using 290 GSM pink card, and the reason for that is because I want the keel to be sturdy. So I'm just going ahead. You can fold these bits after if you want, whatever's easier for you. But personally, I think on all of them I waited until after actually, after I glued it, and I just pressed them down. But today I am going to make sure I burnish all of them like so. So we've got 2 of those, and then with this piece we are going to give it a curve, and you're going to fold all your tabs. Now we're going to be doing something slightly different in terms of these tabs. Obviously my tabs are quite thick, but hopefully it will all make sense once we start putting this together. So like I said, give all your tabs a mountain fold. I'm not going to be folding the sharp tooth ones, but I'm just going to go ahead and do all these ones here. You need to do that to both pieces. Okay, so once you've done that, open everything back out again, like so. Let's just do that to both pieces. You do have a score line here, so do go ahead and give that a fold. Okay, so now what you need to do is start at one end. So you'll have a tab on one side and no tab on this side. So the tab, the side with no tab on the top, you're going to start at that end. And what we're going to do is, I'm just bringing in my Nouveau Deluxe. I'm going to be using my glue without the glue press. And all you're going to go ahead and do is line that up. Give that a really good press. Oh, sorry, wrong info. Apologies. You're going to be putting glue on this side. It's been a while since I've made this. Right, you're going to put glue on the side with the tab, so ignore what I just said. And you're going to basically glue that together. Like so. Just make sure. Okay, just make sure that glues down nicely. And then what you're going to do is apply glue to these tabs here. And you're going to go ahead, I'm gluing them on the outside. It does tell you on the instructions to do this as well. It just makes life so much easier. So you're just going to go ahead and apply glue. And press those down. And then go ahead and apply glue to all these teeth here. Or if this gets messy, don't worry, because it all gets covered up and you won't see any of this. So you're just going to basically go around, and this part you do need to be patient for. You're basically going to go around pressing all those tabs down. It does take a while to get those tabs to glue down really well, but you're just going to follow the process and go all the way round. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply glue to this portion here. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a video because I've done the video for Tonic, but I thought, well, I need to create content for my own channel too, seeing as it is March Madness, and hopefully inspire you to make a galleon that doesn't have to be in your traditional colours. Okay, so that portion is now glued. Now bring in your second piece. Do exactly the same thing with this piece. So go ahead and do exactly the same thing. So you should have two pieces that look like this. Now what you're going to go ahead and do is put so much glue on my hands, apologies. So I'm just going to apply glue to this tab here and to this tab here. And I'm also going to apply glue to this tab here. Now this might be a bit tricky, but just place that inside like so, and then fold those two tabs over like so, and then just hold that there while the glue grabs. You need to be patient with this part. If you can, try and make sure your teeth are on the outside while you're gluing that. You might be able to get a pair of tweezers in to hold that in place if you need to. But I'm just holding that in place. Let me just grab me tweezers. I think on my previous one I actually had them on the inside, which made it easier. So if this doesn't work, I think we'll do that instead, because it might be easier, and then have all the teeth on the outside. Okay, that's what we'll go with. We're going to apply glue there and there. There we go, that's better. And then you're just going to go ahead and apply glue to all those teeth. Do exactly the same thing on that side, and then just glue everything down. So I have now just gone ahead and glued all my sides. As you can see, it is all covered in glue. But don't worry too much because it will all get covered. So now what you need to go ahead and do is apply glue, and I'm going to do the opposites on each one. To kind of bring this together. So if we start with the first one, hold that in place. Like so. Flip that one over. You can hold two in place at a time, like so. It's just to make it even. And then we're going to fold all of these. Make sure they line up because you don't want this piece to become twisted. And then just holding those in place while the glue grabs. And then that last one there. Just going to reapply some glue on that one. And hold that in place. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this to dry. I'm just going to put this to one side and let that glue set and dry. Don't, like I said, don't worry about the mess, but you just need to make sure, if you can, put something a little bit heavy on top if you can. So I think I'm going to put mine under my die set. So hopefully that will keep it in place. Okay, so the next part we're going to do is the hull. I've gone and dropped everything everywhere, bear with. Okay, so the next part is the hull. And for the hull, you've got the bottom, middle and the top. So you're just going to go ahead and curve that panel. Do the same on all your panels. Like so. So with this one, you're going to fold the semicircle, the top tabs here, you're going to fold them in. So they're all mountain folds. Like so. And then the bottom tabs here, they're all going to be valley folds. So I'm just going to go ahead and burnish all the valley folds here. I'm leaving the semicircle tabs. And then what you're going to do is apply glue to this little tab there, and you're going to bring this in, and you're just going to hold that in place like so. And then go ahead and apply glue to all these semicircle tabs. And then you're going to bring in this piece here. While it's doing that, let me just fold these ones as well, because these are also valley folds. Make sure you give them a really good burnish. And then you're basically going to line it up like so. Secure that first semicircle tab and then just work your way around. Make sure it's not poking out, make sure it's nice and level. Feel it with your thumb. And then just go all the way around till you get to the end. Like so. You should have something that looks like this. Go ahead and fold all these tabs in now. Like so. Again, apply glue. And then you're going to take your second piece, again, fold those end ones in. Well, do valley folds on both those ends. Don't worry about the top teeth at the moment. And then just go ahead and again line it up with the score lines. And secure that first tab there. I do have a bit of a streak of light coming through, so apologies if it's causing any glares or anything. So again, you're just going to go all the way around, feeling it with your thumb, pressing all that down. I'm not sure which DT designer has done this, but honestly, the measurements and everything, really impressive. To get all of this bang on, very impressive. Okay, so now, once you've done that portion, you need to bring in your two decorative pieces. And what you're going to do is apply glue to these tabs here. Get the portion of the decorative panel that has the rounded piece, and then you're just going to line that up with your top there. Secure that first one in place. Make sure it butts up against your panels here. Secure that first one. Make sure it's glued down really well, butting up against that edge. And then you're just going to do exactly the same thing. So again, butt it up to that edge, pressing everything down. Again, pressing those tabs down. And what it does is it cinches. It will cinch the bottom of the galleon. And then you're just going to again Make sure everything lines up. Like so. There we go. So we're going to do exactly the same thing on this side. So again, I'm going to start with my rounded edge. I'm going to line this up, pressing that down. Make sure that has attached really well. And then you're just going to work around your galleon. Do the next one. Again, work around it. And then your last bit, make sure you push everything in. And again, make sure everything lines up really well. So you should have something that looks like this. Okay, so now what we need to do is, let me bring my keel back in. Now what we're going to do is attach both our pieces. Actually, what I can do as well at this point is add on my gun hold and my port windows. So that's the 3 windows. That's one port hole window. Should be another one somewhere. There we are. So I'm just going to go ahead and do exactly the same as this panel here, and I'm just going to glue all these windows in place. Okay, I'm also going to go ahead and apply glue to these small pink circles and place them in the middle. That's one. And that's 2. So we have 2 panels that are exactly the same. At this point, go ahead and fold all those tabs back. Like so. You're going to bring in your keel. And you're basically going to glue this centrally, lining up the bottom of that galleon, and you're basically going to glue this panel down. So we'll do one panel together. So apply glue to the back of this piece here. make sure you line up your panels like so. And then you're just going to press all that down. That's one side. Let's just do this side. Do exactly the same thing on the other side. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. Now what you're going to go ahead and do is bring in your two apertures. Now, the first one, I recommend folding these two pieces down. And bring all these teeth up. Place this on the inside for the time being. Bring all these teeth up. Oh. Again, I recommend doing the main deck with thicker cardstock. So once that is all up, what you're going to go ahead and do is apply glue to all your teeth. Again, don't worry if you get glue everywhere because this will get covered up. But this is where you need to make sure everything aligns. So you're just gonna go around attaching all those tabs. So take your time. As you can see, I've got a lot of glue spilling, but I'm not worried about that. So again, just go all the way around. Okay, so then go ahead and do exactly the same thing on this side. Okay, so once you've finished gluing all those tabs down, you should have something that looks like this. Again, if you've made a mess with the glue, don't worry because this is all going to get covered up now. We're going to take our second piece, fold those tabs up like so. You're going to apply glue to those tabs here. And then you're going to apply glue to your panel. I am putting plenty of glue on mine. And then I'm just going to line this up. And then we are just going to press all that down. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. So now we can go ahead and create our feet. So for the feet, you need, bear with, you need 4 of these pieces, 2 for each foot. So go ahead and burnish all those score lines. These are all mountain folds, apart from this one, which is a valley fold. Do go ahead and burnish them with a precision tool, because then you'll get a nice neat finish. I am using Ballet Pink 216 GSM, which although it's lighter cardstock, I'm not too worried about it being lighter cardstock, because once you've made 2 of these, it is quite sturdy. So go ahead, rotate one of them and place that onto the base of your foot, like so. Apply glue to this tab and to this tab here. Fold those in. And hold those in place. Do the same on this side. Put glue on this tab here and one on there. Okay, and then what you're going to do is put a glue, dot glue there, dot glue there, and you're just going to fold those in on itself and just hold that while the glue grabs. And that basically creates your feet. So you need 2 of those. And all they do is go on to the base of your, so let me just put a dot of glue on there and there. We're just going to slide those in and press those down. If you do end up getting any glue onto your mirror card, if you are using mirror card, but don't worry too much. You can wipe that. Doing the same again with this one here. Galleon should stand nicely on there, like so. So I'm going to leave that to one side. I'll bring that in shortly. Now what we need to do is create the mast. Now for the mast, you need 3 of these pieces. So go ahead and fold them at the score line and make sure you give them a really good burnish. And you're going to attach 3 of these together. Okay, so I've already attached 2 of mine together. I'm just going to go ahead and attach my 3rd one. So I'm applying glue. So lining that up. And then I'm going to apply glue to that last tab here. And we are going to glue that together. Open it back up again, like so. So for this one, you need to bring in this piece here. And what you're going to do is feed your tabs through there, like so. And you're basically going to apply glue to those tabs here. And then you're going to press those down like so. Just make sure your mast is straight. Give everything a really good press. Okay, now you're going to bring in your 2 rigging hooks. And you're going to apply glue. Fold them where those score lines are first. Apply glue. And you're going to stick them either end. Make sure they're central. That's one. Bring in the 2 fallout pieces. Apply glue. I'm going to join 2 of those together, like so. You're going to apply glue. And then you're going to place this, again centralize it, and place this on to the bottom of your whole door, like so. Okay, let's leave that to one side, and we're then going to move on to the crow's nest. And again, you need 2 of these pieces. Make sure you fold all those score lines. Make sure you give them a really good burnish. attach the two pieces together. Like so. Glue the next portion. Just going to go over it with my precision tool. And then you're going to go ahead and fold all these tabs in on itself. Apply dots of glue, and you're just going to go ahead and put all of that together like so. So that will form the top of your crow's nest. Just hold that in place while the glue grabs. And then you're going to bring in this circle here. You're going to feed this through, apply glue, and then you're going to fold all those tabs back and just press everything down so everything glues really nicely. Just going to quickly give this a wipe. Okay, so those pieces are done. The crow's nest itself, you obviously need 6 of these pieces and the 2 hexagons. And what you're going to do is attach these together. So make sure they line up nicely. There we go, that's one. Need to do one more. Apply glue and join all those panels together. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply glue to the bottom of one of these hexagons, and I'm going to place that on the bottom here. Goodness me, the wind is really blowing here. Right, so once you've popped that on, I'm going to take another one. I'm going to apply glue, place this in the middle, and then just press everything down. There we go, and that is your crow's nest. This is going to go on the inside, so let's just place that in there. Make sure the flat part is facing either the front or the back. Place that centrally. then we can go ahead and bring in our flags. I should have 2 of those, yeah. And what I'm going to do is apply glue to the back of here and attach this to one side, like so. Take my second one. And then attach that on this side. And I'm just going to place a dot of glue there and then just join the tips of that flag together like so. Okay, so that will be our mast. Now, I'm going to bring in these 2 pieces and then I'm going to join 2 together like so. And this is then going to get glued onto the bottom of our crow's nest, because this is where we're going to feed some yarn through, and so make sure it's straight. There we go. We're going to feed some yarn through to create the sail. So I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to bring in another 2 of these pieces and we're going to glue them back to back, only on the hexagon portion. Leave those bits. Glue 2 of those pieces together. As you're gluing them, push those 2 tabs out so they are like that. So pressing everything together like so. I'm going to then bring in my sail. Now for the sail, I recommend using the edge of a table, your desk, or if you've got a rolling pin or something, give it a nice curve like that. Take this piece and fold all those tabs. And then what you're going to do is apply glue to all these tabs here. And you're going to go ahead and start at one edge. I'm going to start at this edge here. You're basically going to glue all those tabs down. So okay, so you should have something that looks like this. I'm just going to give this a moment to dry. Just going to give it a, yeah, I'm just going to give this a moment to dry. So let me just move that piece out of the way. Now we're going to bring this back in, the galleon, and we're going to apply our decorative elements. So for this, I have got 4 balustrades, and then all I'm going to do is apply glue to here and onto the back of here. And I am going to attach them onto here, the edge, like so. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that to the front and the back. Okay, so I've attached my balconies or balustrade to my galleon. I'm then going to go ahead and add my decoration pieces to the front and to the back. So if I stick that one there, like so, and I'm just going to basically go ahead and do that to all 4 sides. Okay, so I've now added my decoration pieces on. Now what we need to do is we're just coming to the final parts. Now what we need to do is, this is now dried, we're going to apply glue to this portion here, and we're going to you do get a slight notch, but can I feel it? I'm just going to centralize this panel, and let's do it like that. I'm going to just place that onto there. Like so. Do need to give it a few minutes to grab. We are then going to feed this through our mast, or we're going to feed our mast through the hexagon on the bottom of our sail. And then we're going to feed this bracket through as well. There we go. I think that's okay. And then what we're going to do is fold these out, apply glue. You can feed it through the bracket first if you want to. I think I'm going to have my flag facing backwards, and then you're just basically going to place this over the top like so, and then hold it in place while that glue grabs. It is better to do it before you stick the bracket on underneath, but I'm okay with it. So we're just going to hold that in place, let all that grab. You do need to find yourself some yarn, because that would be really helpful. I have got a bag of yarn. Oh, let's just bring this bag in. So we need to find a colour that's matching. Let's go for this one. So little bit brighter. Okay, so hopefully this will then pop onto here, like so. It will pop on like this, but what we do need to do is add our straps in. So where we've got 2 of these, go ahead and fold up the score lines. At both ends. Like so. What you then need to do is apply glue to your, just move this out of the way for a second. So apply glue and attach that right there like that. Do the same with this one. In the meantime, the small circles that you cut out, where I said you need 6 of, what you need to do is stack 6 of these together, and then you're going to apply glue and you're going to stack 6 of these together. So you should have 2 that are stacked like so together. And then what we need to do is attach, we're going to be attaching our door to this. So go ahead and apply a dot of glue to the middle and place your stacked circles on. Because that's what's going to help with your closure. So that's 1. Just take that off, and then you're going to do the same again on this side. So dot of glue in the middle there, and place your stacked circles on there like so. Pull it taut where you can. So hopefully those are now in place. Now all we need to do is hopefully those 2 have dried on nicely. And then all we're going to do is bring in our sail, place this, position this centrally. Because you've got those 2 fallout pieces under the whole door, that should slot in nicely. And all you're going to do is apply glue to this strap here. I've put a bit too much on there, and then press that in place. Like so. I'm going to do the same again on this side. Place glue onto there. Position that onto there and hold that in place while the glue grabs. I apologise if you can't see what I'm doing because of the sail. Hopefully that and glued. There we go. And all that's left to do is add some yarn. So I'm just going to take a piece of yarn. Let's just move the glue out of the way. Move everything out of the way. So just going to take a bit of yarn. We're going to feed it through this bracket, like so. Feed it through the rigging hook, like so. And we're just going to tie it off. Do the same on the other side as well. Okay, and that completes my Grandios Galleon. I've got some yarn on here, but that's okay. So that completes the Grandios Galleon. Yes, it is a little bit of work. But I think it makes an incredible make, which I am very happy with. So let's just undo these closures, and then you open it up. There's your main part of your gift box. You close it back up, hooking it onto those pieces there. So you can obviously put skull and bones. I just wanted to make a really pretty one. So that's it from me today. This is the finished product. Yes, this is a long video, and yes, it does require a lot of patience, but I think you will have so much fun with this. So please do like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell if you would like to receive notifications of future videos, and I would really appreciate it if you left a comment. Please do use my affiliate link. They don't cost you anything extra, but it does give me a small commission from Tonic Studios for sharing my makes and inspiration. And all that's left to say is enjoy the rest of March Madness, and hopefully I will catch you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.